me, and he'll talk to her like we felt everything he was saying in those promos. For that moment to happen, oh man, I stood on my couch, had a tear in my eyes. Ric Flair would have said, and then with the rise of NXT, like it brought you back to that '90s WCW luchador work rate that we all loved, and these indie guys that became darlings, but they were on this bigger stage and they were
Hmm.
delivering, and then also
Were they also
AJ
standing
Styles showing up.
while
They
they
were
were
standing.
delivering?
They were standing and delivering.
Okay.
And then AJ Styles showing up to WWE. I don't think he's missed a Mania since he's been there. As like an Impact original, me and JMO and AJ Styles, we were like, yeah, this is
All
this is the
three of you
this is
guys.
our guy. This is our guy. He's finally here. Some days I still can't believe it. And I mean, yeah, so Kofi Mania for sure, but I gave you all the other shit too because I'm a long-winded dirtbag. It's fine.
Yeah, I'd be remiss if I didn't wax poetic as well. Kofi Mania was huge, and I was like, "There's no way," because I just couldn't believe it for the simple fact that not only the timing was like it caught fire and you could feel something happening, but it was like, oh, you're just here because Ali couldn't. And then all of a sudden that match was like, damn, I was like, damn, that was a good ass match. And this was like flat chest Kofi. This wasn't like old brick house Kofi. Kofi used to be like wood size. And it was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, and he's not that anymore. And then to see, you know, juxtapose the Daniel Bryant, like that was probably he was again, he had hit another ceiling, like even the yes movement Daniel Bryan or the no movement Daniel Bryan. He had hit another ceiling with the Eco Championship. I'm like, oh shit, he's about to hold this bitch for like a year.
Ever.
And he had just got it maybe like a month ago or something like that. I was like, oh fuck. Like Kofi Mania and this, he's not gonna get it. This is about to be another Booker T situation. This is like because you just couldn't imagine, even though of course, we hear the Triple H and Booker T stuff, but I'm thinking, no way, not saying anything against Daniel Bryan, but he's too over right now. It's incredible. And I'm loving this eco-friendly Daniel Bryan. And I'm also like, oh my gosh, that would be so dope if Kofi won. So it was the swirling of it all, and then for it to actually like get there, that was literally the driving force of that Mania for me. Otherwise, I was like, I don't give a fuck about this. So that was it. So having him win, yeah, it was just like such a moment. But yeah, for me, it's not really the Manias. It's always the NXTs. I can always go back to a takeover with DIY going against who's now FTR, but them doing the double submission and them like holding each other and like tapping out at the same time. I was like, oh my god, this is so great. There's like so many things that happened around that brand, and I have way more like fond memories to that because that re-solidified my love for wrestling. Because
The
it's like
Adam Cole debut in NXT after that takeover, Shinsuke Nakamura's first match when you were like, oh, yeah, this gonna
oh,
work.
that was
Bobby Roode with the
crazy.
choir.
Crazy enough,
Like,
Shinsuke's first match was his best match, and it was against Sami Zayn. Shinsuke versus Sami Zayn was incredible.
mm-hmm.
Sami Zayn it came back down and was like, I want to wrestle again. And I'm like, that would be dope if he was another champion again. But Shinsuke debuted. And I'm like, there's no way Shinsuke's gonna debut and lose. Like that's not what happens. It's kind of the same thing we're talking about with Cody. And they put on a hell of a match. I'm like, oh my gosh. Since then, Shinsuke has been on cruise control. But
Yeah.
that match was undoubtedly incredible. But I'm talking about even back before then with NXT and watching Bailey break down like NXT specials. This was just like a Tuesday. It wasn't even a takeover. It's just like, oh, Tuesday, like takeover or whatever. And they didn't really have like pay-per-view events. And it was like, I'm at work at University of Phoenix in a board meeting. We're sitting there like, I'm watching, like, oh shit. I'm watching Bailey break down Nia Jax, and Nia Jax had ran through everybody. I'm like, how's she gonna win? And she systematically start working on one leg, then the other leg, and then she puts her away with like a sleeper or some shit. I'm like, Now that's good wrestling. And I think that closed the show. So it's just things like that like for me, I was like, oh, WWE main stage had lost its luster for me, especially after the Shield and all this shit like that. I just like lost love with it. But I was on board with NXT every week. And I was telling people constantly, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Like, if you don't even, like, I know you might not watch the main roster anymore, but watch this. Or I know you like watching the main roster and it sucks, but watch this. And that really did it for me. And then NXT started overshadowing the pay-per-views. So people didn't care about what happened on Backlash, or they didn't care about what happened at Hell in a Cell. It was about the NXT the night before. Saturday nights were our nights.
Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
That's what, for me, that's like.
And it's going to be like that again this year. You're like,
yeah,
we're going to watch Mania, but takeovers, Saturday afternoon takeovers, where it's going to be at.
So you're saying that this 2-night event won't be as stupendous as Stand and Deliver?
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Not even equal opportunity. Stupendous.
You know, for your sake, E, since you're gonna be there, I hope so.
Me too.
But I have my doubts.
I'll be there for one night at least, so I'm gonna see the fireworks go off when Roman pins Brock again.
Yeah,
but that's it.
J-Mo, your Mania moment that always brings you back.
When Hulk Hogan.
No. So there's a couple of them that stand out. Like you were talking about the takeovers. You know, one of my favorite matches to this day is a takeover match, and it's Johnny Gargano versus Andrade in NXT Philadelphia.
One of the best matches I've ever seen in my entire life.
It is one of the matches where I literally did Surrender Cobra like 5 times during that match, and I was like I was always I know this isn't gonna surprise anyone on this podcast knowing me, but I'm a cheapskate. So like I would get the NXT or the WWE network and the next day cancel it because like I ain't paying $9.99 for this shit. You give me something. Yeah. So anyways, after that I was like, fuck it, I'll just leave it on. But my one WrestleMania moment that I always go back to, and I remember it was me and like a couple other kids I went to middle school with. We would always buy like the WWE DVDs, and we'd always swap them around so you could always like find out what you wanted to watch. And I remember in a trade I had like the best of WrestleMania, and like I had an NWO DVD, and I traded it for the WrestleMania that was at Safeco Field, and I think it was 17 was at Safeco. Is that right? The Brock Lesnar Kurt Angle one.
Oh, so you're saying you originated the WWE Network. You are the WWE Network. You and your friends.
Yeah.
Continue.
So, anyways, that Brock Lesnar Kurt Angle match where Brock Lesnar does the standing move, where he does the moonsault off the rope, is a moment I will never forget. And most recently, I have
almost
to agree with you guys.
himself.
That was WrestleMania 20. That was like 19 actually. 17 was Rock Austin 2.
Okay. Yeah, the Safeco.
So much leather, so little time.
And then for you guys, Kofi Mania. I really enjoyed Kofi Mania because, like you guys, I was just like, oh shit, Ali's supposed to be here. This is supposed to be his moment. And then you just watched Kofi get better and better and better and better, and sure enough, he won it. And another one that always stands out to me is Daniel Bryan when he won the championship in New Orleans, where he beat Triple H, and then where he beat Randy Orton and Dave Bautista. And like there, you actually thought that, holy shit, he's actually hurt and he's going to get taken out of this match. And then when he won, the roof almost blew off that building again. But yeah, that was an incredible moment. I remember like laying in bed watching that, doing the yes chant when he won. Yeah.
We didn't need the laying in bed visual, but thank you, J-Mo.
J-Mo lays in the bed and podcast. I had to yell at him because I'm like, get your ass out of bed. How lazy fucking shit is that? Hey guys, I'm just, get your ass up. Do you just work at home, like in the bed, laying down, like with some Cheetos on your chest? Get your ass up.
Well, you kicked me out of my living room because Gaby made noise one day. So then I went into my bedroom and then I kicked me out of there. So I'm back in my living room today.
Well, I didn't kick you out of there. You just can't lay in the bed. Get a desk. Be a fucking adult. Sorry, guys. This is what we gotta go through. He says I did it. This is you gotta pay the cost to be the boss. You know, as we're talking here, I think we're all owners, but except for A-Dub, of WWE 2K22.
Yes.
You start in a performance center.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just go to the main roster.
No.
You gotta understand the basics. And they get the basics. And I am just being Drew Gulak trying to teach you the basics.
I know. My new place will have a desk. That's one thing we will have in there. We just don't have room for it here.
Make room.
No, and that is a teachable moment.
I was gonna say, I forgot. It doesn't even matter what I was gonna say. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anything else, fellas?
Yes, I have breaking news. I've just got word who attacked BA in the NXT parking lot.
It was me.
It was me. I did it for the pod.
I did it for the pod.
Wait, so who attacked him first?
It was me.
J-Mo did it. It was the heel turn. He wouldn't go with him to the barbershop.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'll fix your ass. He's like, oh, here, just stand over there. I'll bring the car around.
How many people have gotten hit by cars in wrestling history?
So the first time I missed him, so I had to back it up and hit him.
He had to back it on up like a U-Haul truck.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like juvenile back.
Right.
No, back.
He had to back that thing up on BA. This is coincidentally why BA ran from you in the first place, because you were trying to play butt buddies with him or something, whatever you were doing.
Oh, you hear that? Connecting the beginning of the pod with the end. Long-term booking. Oh,
yeah,
man.
And
guess what? I just got signed by AEW right now.
And that, my friends, is a teachable moment.
See, we're getting better, guys.
Yes,
we're getting better.
Also, E-Ray, Dub can't make you any shirts because Jeff Hardy dove through a table of Gildan tees last night during AEW. So they're all
stained with his blood.
Can we talk about how that spot took way too long to set up and how Jeff Hardy almost missed?
I'm gonna go back and watch it, maybe, but I probably won't.
It takes them legitimately 3 minutes to set that up. I'm not laying on that table for 3 minutes. My suspension of disbelief was in disbelief.
No, I have more.
One thing believable about that entire match is Darby getting beat up and thrown down steps.
I have more belief that Ty Conti and Sammy Guevara lay in a bed with just a flat mattress on the ground with pizza boxes around. Then I believe that he's just sitting there for hours waiting to get dropped on. And I'll also be honest with you, I prefer Rampage to Dynamite.
Oh, me too.
Easily. And it's only 1 hour though.
Me too.
I might still even be texting through that, but
if you're not gonna tell me any stories, just give me a quick hour of wrestling.
That's it. That is it. It's simple. But other than that, guys, we will be back next week with WWE 2K22 coverage, because I'm making my guy J-Mo. What's your superstar's name? Your My Rise?
My is the super athlete Jordan Page.
Nice.
Oh, see what you did there.
My guy is the bad guy, Ethan Edwards, aka Double E.
Double E.
A-Dub, you gotta get on it.
All right, I'll look into it.
It's very simple. BA's also should be returning, and then we will talk to him as well. So that's why we didn't talk about 2K22.
And next week is a full Mania preview next week.
Yeah. And we might have to switch times, I think, maybe, because I also have tickets to Wale Mania. Forgot about that.
This motherfucker here.
Yeah. Man. Hey, wrestling is.
Are you going to WrestleCon too?
No. That's like for Impact guys. The things that I don't give a shit about.
Are you going to the Control Your Narrative show?
Definitely not. Because look at me. I don't think I want
the soup kitchen.
I mean, I'll serve them soup. I'll go help the old ladies and shit, but I am not about to go